Well, hey, as students are heading back to school, we're honoring Hoosier teachers who go above and beyond, like Roger Raymond, who grew up in Martinsville and spent the first part of his teaching career at Center Grove.
But it's when Roger and his wife Karen moved down to Florida that their Indiana values truly shine through. I ventured down to the Sunshine State to speak with Coach Raymond, and I discovered a true life story of love, music, basketball, and Hoosier hospitality. Roger Raymond was a multi-sport star at Mooresville High School. Heck, he was even named Athlete of the Year back in 1969. But it was while attending Ball State University that Roger's life would change forever when he was struck with love at first sight, seeing his future wife Karen for the very first time.
She was singing on stage in Emmons Auditorium with Ball State University singers. And I said, I really like her. I didn't even know her. But I made my point to meet her.
Roger spent an entire summer practicing his trumpet so he could eventually be in a traveling road band with Karen.
And so we went on the road in 1981.
After college, Roger was splitting his time between music, teaching, and sports.
I was coaching basketball at Center Grove at the time.
But after 6 years of coaching the Trojans, Roger, his wife Karen, and their band buddies from Ball State got a huge offer from a talent agent to play music full-time in Florida.
He said, do you want to go to Marco Island? I go, where's Marco Island? I've never heard of it.
Now, 40 years later, almost everyone on Marco Island has heard of Roger Raymond. But it's not because of his music. It's because he quite literally introduced the students there to Indiana basketball.
They want to start this charter middle school and want me to help with the basketball program because I'm from Indiana. I said, look, I stopped coaching. I'm doing some different things. Finally, I said, I would do it if we do it my way. We're not going to scream and yell at referees. We're going to keep our fans at bay, and we're going to try to make this a good experience for everybody.
In other words, Hoosier hoops hysteria with Hoosier hospitality.
How much did your Hoosier roots help you as a coach in Florida?
Immensely. From a fundamental standpoint, we learned fundamentals when I was a young player. When I came to Florida, the first thing I noticed wasn't the difference in athleticism, it was the difference in fundamental ability. You don't know what a passing lane is, what a jump stop is, just things that become natural in Indiana.
Coach Raymond changed all that.
Did you bring your Midwestern values to the Sunshine State?
I brought what I considered important, and I think they probably would be considered Hoosier values.
After 35 years on Marco Island, Roger and Karen moved to Orlando a few years ago to be near their two daughters. But Coach Raymond couldn't stay retired long. In fact, Roger just won the Coach of the Year award at Lake Buena Vista High School as the track coach. But he gives all of his credit to his assistant coach.
My wife, she was my assistant in cross country and in track. So from a life experience, it couldn't be better. We're together.
And how long have they been together now?
We'll be married 50 years on the 2nd of December this year.
Making beautiful music through sports and Hoosier values. Now, Roger and his wife Karen have many accomplishments, but the two they're most proud of is their two daughters who actually followed in their parents' footsteps. You see, their daughter Jessica is a school teacher in the Orlando area, and their daughter Jennifer is a singer who plays Dory in Finding Nemo the Musical at Disney World. So you can check out a longer version of this interview over at WTHR.com. But it really is like the movie Hoosiers because he had to go in there and teach these kids fundamental basketball. Wow. And the city, the town of Marco Island just fell in love with him, and they fell in love with the town, and they were there for almost 40 years.